Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to another Damn Fine TV happy hour. A happy holiday hour. A holiday happy hour. However you want to put it. Who knows? Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome, beautiful people. Hope you're all having a great holiday, a not terrible holiday. That would be good, I think. All right, let's view this request from Superficial Mel. Alyssa. Hello, hello, Lisa. Let's see if Mel gets here.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hold on, I just dropped something, of course.
Sure, why not?
Exactly, why not? Okay,
Feels like
I'm back.
forever since I've seen you, but it's been a week.
I know. I think it's the holidays. It makes it
Yeah,
just feel like it's so much longer.
it really does, yeah. How's your
Oh,
holiday been?
it's been pretty good. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, James's grandparents have been here, so that's been a big help. And yeah, he said goodbye to Marvin, and that was good.
You're
Um,
happy about that?
yeah, yes, I am. I thought that some tears would be shed, but none. So I was like, all right, okay.
You
Like,
didn't cry. I'm so proud
no,
of you.
I know. I'm proud of myself, actually.
Good.
So,
Hmm.
um, but yeah, no, I kind of softened the blow a little bit because I said, well, Marvin's gonna go back with Santa, and he started asking a few questions. And he said, am I going to get another, like, a different elf next year? Is Marvin going to be the one to come back? And I said, yes. Marvin, you adopted him, so Marvin's going to be with you, forever. And he was like, cool, one day if I have kids, I can give Marvin to them. And I was like, there
Ooh,
you go. I know. And I was like,
all right.
let's still talk about children right now. We are 6 years old, but
Also, let's see
so
how long this elf actually lasts without getting, a little old, a little raggedy.
run over or anything like that. No, I'm just
Burnt, the
li-
sacrifice.
listen. It, it it took everything in me not to just throw him in the trash can. I just put him in his little box, and I put him, like, on a top shelf, and I was like, I will see you in 11 months, sir. Okay, goodbye.
You know you're counting down the days. You've got a little
I know.
calendar in your office, and you're like, all right, 365 days till Marvin.
Don't make me create an IG countdown where every day it will get shared in my story where I'm missing you, Marvin.
Oh no, no, no. I don't want to create that kind of monster.
No, that'll never happen anyway. So, but yeah,
Oh, we'll
like,
see you later, Marvin.
yeah,
That
we'll
was
catch
fun
you on
to
the flip
watch. I liked the
side.
journey.
Well,
I
it's
thought it
funny
was
because
fun.
last night I tried to put together like this montage thing, like on TikTok, of like all the pictures of Marvin, and I kind of realized that, like, so next year, if this happens again, I'll do like a short video maybe every time, because the pictures don't. But anyway, it was kind of weird because I had to do transitions between the pictures, and I am not good at all of that. I thought if I would synced a bunch of videos, it probably would have done better. It would have been easier.
Oh, I see,
Um,
I see.
but I did create it to the Backstreet Boys song "Don't Want You Back." So
Perfect.
goodbye. I'm done with you.
I
Yeah.
kind of still want to see that though. Did you actually put it out on
Yeah.
TikTok or? Okay.
It's
Well, you have to
yeah, I'm
share it
gonna
now.
share it. I
Yeah.
will. Yeah, yeah. This was literally, I couldn't sleep last night, so it was like midnight, and I was like, I there's something wrong when you're on TikTok at midnight making a montage of an elf that you utterly despise. So let's just
That also
put
just feels like weird holiday stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Well, speaking of the Backstreet Boys, the Talking Backwards Boys sent us a picture, like on Instagram, of the Backstreet Boys all dressed in like holiday gear. And my only response was, they look so ridiculous, but I love it so much.
that's
But
all there
people
is.
know that we are Backstreet Boys, like, stan
Stands.
big time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Listen, I went through a almost cancellation because I used the other boy band name. I will not be making that mistake again. We are full BSB stands at Dan Fine TV. Sorry,
Well,
not sorry.
Patrick made the same slip up on our season 2 episode 17 coverage, which got cut, but it's going to make it into the outtake. So
stay tuned
Nice,
for that.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, BSB for life. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. I love the 4 and the number 4 and the Y in life. That just makes it that much better.
For life. That's
Yeah.
right.
And
Life.
speaking of the talking backwards guys, James got a cute little gift from them. Has he opened it up at all and started drawing or anything?
Yeah, yeah. So he opened
Hey.
it and he was like, "Oh, so I'll have to like read because it's so sweet and it's so cool." But basically, it's just teaching you how to like kind of channel those like artistic like things that you have in your head that you want to like put out there. It's just like teaching you, okay, well, these are the basics of drawing and actually making what you're imagining in your mind. And he's got a pretty good eye for that, but it's really going to sharpen him. But yeah, he's been so. But I told him, I was like, we'll
So
do
cool.
this together because I might need to read like the little paragraphs that are on each page for you. But yeah, he's very excited about that. It was so sweet of them. And
Yeah.
I don't know if they were serious about a logo from him, but that child was like, I've got some work to do. And I was like, yes.
He's gonna be punching it at 9 and punching it at 5 for the next few days, just working on this logo.
He was like, I'm gonna be up all night working, just so you know. And I was like, no, you're going to bed.
Like,
but thank you.
This is very serious.
Yeah, I appreciate the
I'm
enthusiasm.
gonna need some more cookies. I'm gonna need some more soda, and just go to bed. Don't worry about me.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I'll keep the coffee coming, lady. So. Well, how was your holiday?
It's been good. It's been really quiet. Like, no, we didn't do any family stuff this year. Case numbers here are ridiculous right now. So
Yeah.
we're just at home. We've been watching a lot of movies, surprisingly, I guess.
Nice.
Like, I don't usually watch that many movies in a row, but yeah. Oh, Lisa is saying her skills have been replaced. No.
Never.
We didn't hire James. Another podcast did.
Yes. Oh, speaking of, Lisa, I hope you enjoy. I made a creation with my eye makeup based off of the colors from our logo. So
yes, I love that.
So anyway, yeah, you can't be replaced.
No.
But yeah, so cases are starting to spike here as well. So I'm kind of like, okay, like the family's leaving tomorrow, and I'm like, we got to get back, kind of tighten this up just a little bit more, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know you guys have your boosters, so that's something. Yeah. It's like it's slower rolling in Canada, so.
Right.
But Lisa says, I noticed right away, but don't tell Jasmine because she feels strongly what colors are logo colors and which colors are not. Oh my God. So I didn't know if I could bring this up, but Lisa has clearly brought it up. So we were at this little shop, like looking for Christmassy things. It's like an arts market type of place. And every Christmas decoration that she saw that had green and pink on it, she'd be like, oh, it's the Damn Fine logo. And I'm like, I guess it just has green and pink on it. Like, and then we started poking fun at her, like anything we saw with green and pink. We're like, oh, look, it's Damn Fine TV.
I mean, honestly, I don't mean to be like controversial yet brave here, but we have trademarked those colors now. So
that's correct. Yes.
Everything else is just poser material at this point. Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's darn fine television.
Yeah.
Well, Coral is asking, what's the best movie you watched this week? Okay. I don't know if it's good. But okay, Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. I don't know if anyone's heard of this. It's Kristen Wiig and another actress that I can't remember her name. It is not at all what I expected it to be. Like within the first 2 minutes, I was like, did I click on the wrong movie? Like this is so weird. But it was the kind of weird where at like midnight on Christmas, it's just the kind of vibe you're looking for right before you go to bed.
I love it. I know about it. I have not watched it. So I will move it up my list.
I think you'll like it. Dee's Custom says, yes, it's so good. Very weird and funny. Like super weird.
Oh, good,
not the kind of weirdness I thought it was going to be, but loved it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, my movies have kind of been relegated to what the 6-year-old wants to watch, which Did include one round of Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm sure
Of
that's not a
course.
surprise to anyone here. So we did a round of that, and he wanted to watch Home Alone. So we watched Home Alone 1 and 2, and I thought
Oh,
of
nice.
you the entire time because I thought, oh my gosh, like, you're both little Scorpio babies, little BBs, and you both love the Home Alones. I mean, like, he really got into it this year and he was like trying to make like videos on like anybody who wasn't using their phone. So he would take their phones and make videos of him doing the scene
Oh my
like
God, I
over and over
love
again.
that.
And I'm like, you kind of look like him, sweetie. Do you want to see what he looked like as an adult in American Horror Story? Like, is this what you have to look
I mean, he was
forward to?
looking good. He was
Oh
looking
yeah,
good, I
yeah,
thought.
for
Yeah,
sure.
he'll be
But
fine.
it was just funny because I was like, oh, my two Scorpios in my life are just like so together. I almost canceled myself again. They're so together.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Good catch.
Yeah, caught myself
Much
real good.
appreciated.
Yeah.
Oh man, well that's fun. What else? What else did I watch? Anybody heard of Snatchers on Netflix? It's also super weird and not what I expected. Kind of
No.
sci-fi, kind of horror, kind of comedy
Okay.
mix. It was interesting. I also watched Freaky, which is like the Freaky Friday slasher with Vince
Oh, with
Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn.
It was
actually not
again.
bad.
No, actually, it wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it, but again, it was weirder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. But I mean, I had a few laughs, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this isn't bad. Because I'm telling you, like when they first previewed that out, I was like, this looks really cheesy and like Adam Sandler in his later years, where he was just coming out with like crazy things. But it was actually pretty. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll watch it again or if it'll become a rotational watch, but I enjoyed it. So
I don't think it will for me, but it was worth it.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well we have big news. Are you ready to share our big news?
Oh, I am. I can't wait.
I'm really excited about this. I mean, I hesitated, but I was going to text you before and be like, are we even ready to share it? Because we don't necessarily have like all of the details figured out, but I'm too excited like not to tease it.
I agree. Let's just do it. Let's just see. Honestly, so this is the thing. Just we're throwing this out here. It's still a little bit in the works for us, meaning we're ironing out a few things of how it's going to work, but we want to really let y'all know what's coming up in 2022. So yeah, I think we should go ahead and just tease it out there and let everybody know.
Okay, yeah. Before we do, Dee's Customs is saying if you like Freaky, Happy Death Day is good to watch as well. Honestly, I love Happy Death Day with it's irrational how much I love that movie. Like it makes no sense how much I love it.
I love it too. Yeah, I really do.
Okay, we have Lisa on the edge of her seat. All right, so for our coverage of Twin Peaks: The Return, we are introducing a game. I guess like that would be the best way to describe it. We're going to be playing this game one round per episode. The game is called Black Lodge, White Lodge, and each month we're going to take 5 contestants, and they're all going to get trapped in the Black Lodge, and they're going to have to figure out how to make their way out of the Black Lodge, maybe to the White Lodge, maybe to the real world, or outside of the lodges, we should say. And whoever is the one survivor is going to win a free month of Patreon at the tardigrade detective level.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm so excited. And I, before we talk more about it, just like logistically speaking, if you're already signed up at a higher tier, I think what we're going to do is maybe just comp you for the amount of the tardigrade detective level. So it'll basically be like half off per month. So like existing patrons can play, free feed listeners can play, anybody can get in on it. And yeah, like we don't have all of the moving pieces all figured out yet, but I mean, we know that it's going to be a game. We know we're super excited about it. I don't know if you have anything to add, but
no, I mean, honestly, when we started brainstorming about it, I was just like the anticipation. I was like, this is perfect. I've always wanted to do something like that. I
Yeah.
never quite knew how to incorporate it. But obviously, with us going back into the return, it is a perfect time to have this type of, get player game player. I don't. Anyway,
Yeah.
player-based game, I guess I should say, with a really big reward. And yeah, obviously, like Jasmine said, we'll be working out more, like intricate details. I think we're going to start off like sort of a bracket style thing.
Yes,
And if
I'm
you
sorry to be
win-
laughing.
Oh,
These Custom says the missing pieces, and yes, correct.
yes, yes. But yeah, we're super super excited about this. I mean, we hope that y'all will be super excited to play along as well, because we were, yeah, like when we came up with the idea, we were like, done. Let's get brainstorming now. What can we do? And I'm really excited to roll this out. In soon. So
soon, because we're starting to record for the return very early in January, even though it won't kind of debut until February. But yeah, so we'll put out a call for people. I mean, we might just take like the first 5 comments or something, or I don't know, maybe we'll put your names into a hat and do a draw. I guess it depends on how many people actually are interested in doing it. But yeah, so like we'll do it once a month as long as things go well throughout the first month, and kind of we'll play 1 round per episode. So, we'll start with 5 in part 1, 5 players, and then part 2 will be down to 4 players, and so on and so forth. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to get more people like onto the Patreon, checking things out, or, taking some money off of some existing patrons membership. Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So we're very
excited.
And
then actually speaking of that, we still have the other giveaway going on right now. So you still have time. Sign up before December 31st at midnight Eastern, and you could win January for free at whatever level you're signed up for. So
yeah.
Oh, thank you, Alyssa.
Y'all. I know. Yeah, everybody's been there. There's a lot of supportive comments in here, so thank you so much, because we're super excited about it. So
super pumped. Yeah, can't wait. Like I said, missing pieces to still put into place and figure out, but
yeah, that was great. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so what do we want to do next? Okay. Well, I know that a couple of weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago now, I can't remember, but you were texting me and you were like, we have to figure out how to talk about And Just Like That, because I have so many feelings. I suggested tonight, so let's have them. Like, what are you feeling about this show? Why did you need to talk about it so bad? Give it to us.
Okay, Will, are you ready? Are you ready for this? No.
Let's go.
Okay, I have to say, I was, I watched Sex and the City, like whenever it was like actually running in real time. I enjoyed it. I know that there's a fan base out there that was just like, they really connected with it, and they really liked it. Like, I have a friend that was just obsessed with Sex in the City, and I would watch it with her. I enjoyed it, but it just wasn't like, it wasn't like something I would probably have ever picked out on my own to really get involved with. I enjoyed a lot of the things that they did cover, but I think what has happened with And Just Like That is, I guess what I'm trying to say is, to me, it feels very problematic in quite a few ways. But when I actually take a look back and think about some of the things that they talked about and hit on in the original, like, Sex and the City series, it's probably actually in reality not that far off, because given the time that show took place, like the span of the years that the season spanned through, we've progressed a lot since then. And I guess I can, on one hand, see where you do have these very privileged, Manhattan white women that are sort of, I guess, trying to adjust into a culture that was not particularly present when they were younger, if that makes sense. So
they weren't as aware of it, for sure.
Right. So I had to give that a little bit of credit. It doesn't feel like it's going very well. And the hardest thing I have with it is I'm disappointed in the acting, and that probably is like the least like that's just the bottom of the ladder for me. But right off the bat, I'm disappointed in the acting. Like it probably also is a negative in their corner for me because I always loved Samantha, and she's not in this for obvious, reasons. I don't like how they kind of throw a lot of, guess what, guys? It's been so many years since you've seen us. I mean, Steve can't hear. We're all old. Like, my son's fucking all over the house with his condoms everywhere. I mean, like, I don't need that, like, pushed on me because I'm well aware we've all aged since the end of even the second movie of Sex and the City, right? So, oh yeah, I have to say it was a show very of its time. The new one does have the nostalgia factor, but it feels weird. That's exactly what. So for nostalgia purposes, I'm enjoying seeing some of the old set pieces, like Carrie's old apartment when she goes back to that. It's nice to revisit those things, but I feel like the way that they're trying to incorporate today's environment is just not landing very well for me. And I had to actually sit back and think, well, the only person that is, I guess, truly surprising to me would be Miranda, because I always saw her as a very strong, like independent woman, knew what she wanted, and now, like, the way that they've chosen to take her storyline with her in her, I don't want to say aging process, but now that it's so many years later, right? It feels like it's so many steps back for her, and that's kind of disappointing. But Carrie's always, I think she's always been pretty self-centered, and I think that that's I think that that's still shining through. And Charlotte's always been a fucking dingbat. I never liked her. And the stuff with Charlotte is super cringe. Like, when I tell you, like, I am just like, I will fast forward through her shit. I love Harry. That's the only reason why I will watch the beginning of a Charlotte scene to see if Harry is in it. If he is not, I will fast forward. Because I especially this last episode with the diversity.
Oh my God, this last episode was like ticking the boxes and making sure that they were doing all of the things that, like, oh my God, we're so woke now. Like, let's make sure we do all of these things. It's just,
it's too much. It's too much. So I guess that's really it. Like, I'm going to be honest, I will continue to watch it because I just simply want to know where it goes. But I'm
going to watch the shit out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I have to tell you, I'm not vested, meaning I'm not looking forward to Thursday nights to watch it. It's usually like 2 or 3 days later. And then I'll be like, oh, the new episode's out. I might as well see what they're up to this week. But yeah, like, I think it was a pretty pivotal moment when you see Carrie, like, this is what really made me start thinking about this, when you see Carrie with Natasha and the way that she and Big did Natasha. But the fact that Carrie felt like that Natasha owed her something, that's when it jump started in my mind to where I was like, she's always been like, so
I mean,
self-centered.
Dude, when Miranda arrived at her house after, obviously huge spoilers for And Just Like That, but when Miranda arrives at her house, like very soon after the big thing happens.
Don't worry, Peloton. Yeah, Peloton's ruined that for everyone, or TMZ ruined that for everyone anyway. So,
but her first thing she says is, "What do I do now?" And it's like, I understand that, like, when you are going through that kind of grieving and that loss, you might think, like, what am I supposed? But, like, really, that's the first thing you say? I mean, I know. She's always been super self-centered. I got to be honest, like, I agree with everything you're saying. I think it's super cringe. They're trying to do too much. They're just ticking boxes. I think that I'm partially here for the effort that they're making, because I do wonder if there's some women out there, maybe not just women, some people out there that were huge fans of the first one and maybe haven't really grown and progressed since the show was on. And this is somehow going to help them see something a little bit differently. Not that they're doing the best job with these topics, but they're at least exploring them. But I mean, yeah, they are doing like one from everything. Like they're just making sure to hit all the marks. But I'm having so much fun also while watching it. Like I can watch cringe at, like, I mean, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh,
Just give me all the cringe.
Though.
It is different cringe for sure, but just give me all the cringe. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that discomfort. I think it's so funny. And I mean, it's so flashy too. I love looking at it. I love all of the costume design. I mean, it still looks gorgeous. I will say though, that for the first time, I think maybe ever, unless I had this thought when I was younger and I just never really looked at it too critically, why is Charlotte friends with any of them? Their friendship does not make sense to me. Charlotte being in this group makes no sense to me.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. I mean, actually, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if any of their friendships ever really made sense, to be honest. I mean, like, no one ever, okay, how I always felt about Miranda is no one ever, it was, I guess, okay, hold on, let me back this up. I know Carrie Bradshaw is supposed to be the focal point of the show, but they also really tried to sell us on Carrie Bradshaw and this really close group of friends that she has. However, I never felt that she really was ever there for Miranda that much, except for when Brady was born. And then I feel like when Brady was born, that was kind of like when she was like, oh, maybe I need to do something different. Does that make sense? Like, so,
I don't think she was there for any of them, honestly.
Well, I say that by saying I because she actually went to the hospital when Brady was born. So I felt like that was the first time that we actually saw Carrie do something that wasn't revolved around Carrie. And maybe that's the whole point, is maybe they wanted this quote unquote diverse group of like morals within these friends, and to show how the friendship works. But Charlotte was really always the outlier to me, because I was like, there's no way in reality someone that's like Charlotte minded would ever.
Well, she just also feels like she's from a different social class than them.
Absolutely.
Like, I just don't understand how they mix. Lisa, I do dislike Seinfeld, correct. Alyssa is saying, I actually think it's interesting to see how uncomfortable these women are with the changing world, because I know so many people like this in my actual life. They want to be quote unquote woke, but they can't shut up and listen. I mean, I agree as well. I think it is good that our main characters are feeling uncomfortable. That's the right way to approach it, I think, but they're still not going maybe far enough with it or something. Like, it just feels very surface. Again, it feels like ticking boxes, not actually wanting to dive in and deal with it. Maybe they still will. There's still episodes left, right? So
yeah. She also stood up for Miranda in Atlantic City. I must not be recalling that one. That's why I say, when I tell you I've watched it, but it does not, like,
I remember the Atlantic City episode, but I don't remember what happens.
Yeah, let us know. But like I remember the main plot points of the series overall. Like, when it comes down to like sort of more individual things like that, I'm like, and it escapes my mind. So
yeah. Well, and I was very angry at that first episode at the end when Carrie doesn't just pick up the fucking phone and dial 911. Like, that just was not executed properly. But now that we know that Chris Noth, whatever, has had all of these sexual assault allegations, I'm like, fine, great. I'm glad you didn't call 911. See you later.
True.
Get off the fucking show.
It was after a pregnancy, so she still has some extra weight. Okay, all right, it's coming. Okay, right. Yeah, I remember that now. And you're right. Yeah, okay. Okay, and I was obviously very mad that she didn't call. And I don't know if this was doing some sort of damage control, because there was a huge outlash after that first episode with everybody going, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? How would you just stand there and watch
5 minutes of her just standing there being like,
yeah, exactly. And but I read something where the writer was like, in reality, it's supposed to be actually slowed down for her. It was really only a couple of seconds. And I was like, but you didn't do a very good job of conveying that whatsoever, because that, you know what I mean? Like that it didn't feel slowed down. There was no slow motion. There was no,
No.
You know what I mean?
That's what I mean by it was executed poorly. I should have given the backstory that you beautifully just elaborated on. Thank you. But yeah, and I mean, that's a great idea too, because I think in moments like that, it does feel like a much longer time than it actually is. So that would have been a really good way to just explore that, but that didn't come across. It just kind of seems like she's standing there and staring at him. So Amelia is saying, wonder if they knew the allegations were coming. Part of me feels like they did because that happened really fast. But why bring him? Well, I guess they had to kind of bring him back. I don't know.
Well, I think it might. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. They may have been getting wind of this, but I think that it was probably very necessary for Big to die.
We said it.
Yeah, well, and just like that to, I think, appeal to what Sex and the City, the Sex and the City fan base is looking for, and that is a Carrie that is not in a committed relationship. Now she's going to have to find herself again and do all these things, and so I think that they probably had the idea that she might lose Big at some point, but I mean, I do totally think that the allegations were probably coming to light, and they were like, well, we'll just kill you off in the first episode instead of maybe like 2. Because I'm here to tell you, there were a few moments in that first episode where I was like, this doesn't feel like Carrie and Big, like when she was like a masturbate for me. I was like, no thank you, FF, fast forward.
I just want to say, like, that's totally fine, and I don't care what
I'm not
people
shaming.
do, but I don't want to watch that man jerk. Like, I was so
I don't
want to
watch Big do
I don't want
right?
to, no.
And
Tyler was with me in the room, and he's like, I have to leave.
Yeah. And I want for everyone to give a snaps to, what is her name? It's either Sharon or Susan or
Susan Sharon.
Susan. Yeah, where she was at the funeral, she was like, am I the one that remembers that he was a total prick to her? And I'm like, no, it never made sense anyway, but whatever. So,
yeah.
I just hate shows that kill off partners after years of drama, of getting together only for them to die once things are good. I think that's true. And also, it's been so many years with the two of them. Like, they've been up to their stuff. I guess that's a thing. Like, hold on, I'll address A or D in a minute. So maybe that's what it was. Like, we weren't privy to these years that Carrie and Big had that were so good for them, and now here we are back into the drama of everything. Because I'm gonna be honest, do you realistically think that people would really want to be here to watch Carrie and Big be married? And it just feels like it would be such a different dynamic versus what's going on with
I don't know, because we never got to experience it, honestly, because the first movie was about them getting married. The second one, she fucks off to Abu Dhabi, and who knows what the hell happens there, because it sucked. I just feel like we never even got any time to see them married. And I agree with Amelia, like, it's most of the show was about the drama of their relationship. Just let them be married. Like, I don't know. But also, I'm glad that he's losing jobs. Like, fuck this guy.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And I think in the second one also, this is why it never really I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the Carrie and Big thing. It is what it is. Like, I don't care. Y'all can at me if you want to. That's just how I feel about it. But
are you about to stand for Aiden?
Oh yeah, I'm an Aiden stan forever. But what I'm saying is, in the second movie, okay. What are you, a burger fan? No. In the second movie, though, that's when they decided to keep Carrie's apartment. And then if they needed a break from each other a few times a week, they would just go and stay at that apartment. So Big wouldn't go downtown and rent a $10,000 a month apartment. And I was like, girlfriend, red flags.
I don't even remember that. That is such a red flag. Yeah.
And I was just like, so that's why I'm kind of glad that he fucking died, because I was like, I just don't buy into their romance. That's
fair
for me.
Yeah. I don't hate Aiden or anything. I just always thought he was so, like, he's just too nice for me. He's
Well,
just way too nice.
maybe he's too nice compared to Carrie because I think that he's probably a really good
Correct.
dude, and he just he was too good for her. She was never
Yeah,
gonna be,
that's true. Because I
you
don't
know.
mind Harry's niceness or Steve's niceness. That doesn't bother me at all. So
Yeah,
it is up
no,
against Carrie, yeah.
it's because it's a different dynamic with those
Hmm.
relationships. I feel like, I'll admit I did like Burger. Post-it note was messed up, but I think Burger got out of there when he at the
We
right
should all be
time.
rooting for Burger, yeah.
Yeah, like Burger was like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here." So,
Fuck this shit, I'm out. I
fuck
haven't heard
this
that in
shit
so long.
amount. Carrie and Big were made for each other. I don't know why I watched this. I don't like anyone.
That's another really good point is that I kind
Yeah.
of watched the show and I'm like, who do I like though? I mean, I think I actually enjoyed Stanford and Anthony just because I don't know, they're so inconsequential, like no shade at all to them, but they're
Yeah.
just like, they can just be like bitchy and funny and they don't have to like really matter to the plot. So
Yeah, but obviously,
I know, yeah.
and I do not. I think I'm really big mad at Sex and this or just like that for this being Stanford's exit because that character deserves so much more. Because I mean, we all know
Mhm.
that Willie Garrison did pass away in real life, and I know that you blew your wad on Big dying, but you could have done a little more justice to Stanford. Um, as opposed to him leaving Carrie a fucking legal pad, mini legal pad, by the way, note, and a divorce from Anthony, and then he's going to manage a TikToker. I was like, no,
No, it felt
no,
so rushed and like unceremonious, if that's the right way to put
no.
it. Like I just feel like they could have done the exit in a few episodes when they'd taken more time to really think about a
That's
better
what I'm
way to deal
saying.
with this. I don't know.
Or have something set up to where he's like, you know what? I need some time away. Like maybe have it be something like his best friend Carrie has just gone through something maybe and it's making him rethink some of the choices or things in his life and maybe just have him go off and find himself and then I don't know. I just did not like any of this and I didn't like it and I thought it was
No.
really shitty um for Mr. Garrison and I thought it was really shitty for Stanford. Stanny is he's probably next to Samantha my favorite character. So I was like, Samantha's not here, and now Stanny's gone in this weird way. It's stupid. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I agree.
whatever.
It was rushed. They could have done better for sure.
Yeah, mini legal pad. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you couldn't even write her a full note, Stanford.
He didn't have time.
Whatever.
Oh,
But
okay. Well, whatever. I mean, do you know how many episodes are in this season?
I do
Is it going to
not
be?
because I have not. I
It
haven't
used
looked
to
at
be six, didn't it? Or am I way off on that? Six,
No,
10? I
yeah, it
can't
used to
remember.
be I think it used to be a shorter, yeah, it wasn't like a 12, I don't think it was a 12 episode season, but I didn't really pay attention to be honest with you back then. So,
That's fair. Yeah. Well, there's a few more episodes anyway, so I guess we'll see how it goes, and maybe we'll come back and talk more about it. Seems like people were into it, so
yeah.
maybe we'll do a roundup at the end and just talk about how cringy
Woo.
it got.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. D's Customs, I'm assuming 8 or 10. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that seems pretty standard for HBO stuff, so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, well, what else? What else have you been watching? Or do you want to talk about what we've been watching or our top shows of 2021? Those are kind of similar, same things for me in a way, but
Yeah,
and then
yes.
I did make a list of like what was the most popular. A few days ago, we put out like a template for listeners to fill out of their top 5 for the year. So I did make a note of like what were the top picks, and I've got beef with some people out there. So
Okay, well, before we get to the beef, let's lighten it with a little. I look at everybody. I made
yay!
yay! It looks like I don't have a lot, but this is just my outline, and on the back are my notes. So anyway,
I trust you.
well, you held yours up, and I was like, oh no, shit, she's got like all of
I
the
have
lines
two, but
filled up.
I do big spaces. I do big spaces.
All right. So I picked three things that, and it's really been recent because we've been covering Twin Peaks. And I mentioned this the other day. It didn't dawn on me. Is that a mini legal pad? It dawned on me the other day that we have spent like 6 to 7 months on season two. Isn't that right? Like, yeah, 6 or 7 months on season two of Twin Peaks. And I've really just been focusing and like concentrating on Twin Peaks. So ever since we wrapped season two and then we did Firewalk with Me, I kind of picked up a couple of shows that I had been wanting to watch. They've been out for a little while. Okay, so first off, I have to tell everyone, just hear me out.
Okay, let's hear her out.
Dexter New Blood.
I knew that's where this was going.
Phenomenal. And I have to give at Hear Me Roar Alyssa credit because I got only halfway through the first episode and maybe I just wasn't in the right headspace. Maybe I was feeling still, even though it's been so many years ago that we ended with that Dexter ended. And I was still very salty about what they did to him and the whole Dexter vibe. That I kind of was like, I don't know if I'm going to pick this back up and get back into it because I'm just still feeling very burnt by this. Wow, Bob, wow. I'm so glad that Alyssa was like, please get through the first episode.
Oh my God, you have so many people agreeing with you here. Look at all this. Yeah.
And I am telling you, I binged I think 5 episodes were out when Alyssa, so I binged those 5 in one sitting. I was like, next, keep it coming. And then episode 6 I've been watching in real time since then. This last episode made me cry. I had all the feelings, and I'm here to tell you that if you are a Dexter fan from like conception, like from jump, very first season Dexter, you will be very, very happy with this if you would watch it because it feels like old Dexter to me. It feels like season 1, 2, like fresh Dexter. I'm calling him Daddy Dexter because let me tell you, that man is like fine wine, honey. I don't know if it's going to upstate New York or what, but he is fucking delicious.
He got some fresh air.
I am all over Dexter, Morgan, Jim Lindsay, whatever. I am here for it. So, I don't know if I'm just saying, does Mel sleep? I don't know if you heard me earlier when I said I was making a TikTok at midnight last night. So,
how long did it take you to watch The Good Place? Which is 4 seasons, I think probably 40 episodes in total, maybe?
2.5
so that was
3 days.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just wish someone would help him cut his hair better. I love you, but I kindly disagree. I want the scraggly hair. I want this man's frown lines. I love everything about him. Don't moisturize Dexter, okay? I want to see all the wrinkles.
I think that's the first time I've heard somebody advise somebody else not to moisturize.
I want to see it all. This man. Anyway, all I'm saying is if you were like me and you were on the page of like, I don't think I could do this to myself again because the finale of Dexter was such a fucking shit, like, bomb. Trust me, as a Dexter stan, that you should get back into it. It's well worth it. So
nice.
My brother-in-law was actually here this week, and he's the one that got me on to Dexter to begin with. So when I started watching Dexter, I was 3 seasons behind. So I binged those 3 seasons, and then from season 3 on, I watched in real time. So my brother-in-law was here, this weekend, and I said, have you watched New Blood? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, listen, just watch the first episode. And yes, he was in the guest room for like 2 hours. He was like, I got 2 episodes down. He was like, download the rest for the plane ride home. He was like, I can't wait. It is great. And I'm like, yay. So I can't move these comments. They're going a little fast.
There's so much happening about Dexter. I love it. People are into it. That's great.
Oh, I can move.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I never watched the original, so
Oh,
obviously I haven't seen this new
well,
one.
that's why it's on the pilot project for me, but it is an
Right.
hour-long episode.
That's okay.
Maiko, we established this last time. I am excited for the new season of Drag Race. I had to break up the Dexter talk to address that comment, but anyway, yeah. From the first trailer, it's like, what's going on? Okay, guys, listen. I like them scraggly,
No,
whatever.
It's scruggly from now on.
But I'm telling you, Daddy Dexter can get it. I'm into him. So.
Okay, well, there you go. I mean, I'm not that surprised that you're into a scruggly guy. Like, that's kind of your scene, is the scrugglers.
That's true. Also,
you love yourself a scruggler.
I don't know. Yeah, like somehow they end up on my list. So, okay.
Lisa says that she used to watch Dexter but dropped off around the weird brother-sister stuff. When was that? What season?
That was, I think, end of the next to last season and then full last season of Dexter.
How many seasons are there of the original?
I don't even know. 6 maybe? Does anyone know? 6 or 7? I don't think it went 8 seasons. I could be wrong about that though. As far as the Deb and Dexter stuff, yeah, I wasn't a fan of that, but they're not biological, so I did kind of let that go a little bit. But still, I didn't like that. So that's kind of where it just started to, and then also I felt like some of the kills and things are starting to get recycled, and I was like, I mean, it is true. There's only so far you can go with the material you've got.
Right.
Just the way that they chose to end it for the series, though, I was like, no, no.
Yeah.
So
maybe it should have been cut off a little sooner then if it was starting to feel repetitive.
I think so. There are some things that I feel like needed to be fleshed out probably, and it was fleshed out as far as like the stuff going on in Dexter's personal life. But it was
8 seasons.
It was okay. All right. I'm glad because that's
probably not going to happen for me.
Maybe it was 8 seasons, but yeah. So Scott stopped watching with me after season 4, so that would be right then. It would have been 4 seasons of him not watching it with me.
Right. Yeah.
So yes, at the end of season 7, and then all of 8 was a lot of the Deb stuff, which I could have taken or left Deb, to be honest.
Yeah.
But anyway, watch Dexter New Blood.
It seems like everyone in the chat is, so, and you're never going to convince me. I'll watch the pilot with you, but I don't think I can take on 8 seasons of a show. See,
well,
it feels like there's a cutoff at some point. Like, I mean, unless we were going to watch every episode together, we were going to cover it for a podcast or something. Like, I don't know. There's something about certain shows that are of a certain age with that many seasons. It feels like it holds a special place for some people, but I don't know that I could dive into it. Like, something like Breaking Bad that's like 5 seasons, I feel like that's a little easier to sell people on. I don't know, but
I think it overstayed its welcome. I mean, I do think that. It's like how I feel about The Walking Dead. Listen,
I'm already getting advice of just watch until this point, and then
that's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, honestly, because when they, in the beginning though, and throughout already what we've seen in New Blood, there are kind of going back through what happened to Dexter in the end. So honestly, you could save yourself with all of that and just watch to a certain point and then jump into the New Blood, because it's going to tell you what happened anyway. But yeah, but it's like Walking Dead. Like, I really lost a lot of interest in that a long time ago, but I still watch like through the end because I had that. I stuck with it because it was there for me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I fell off for a while, but as soon as multiple people said it was good again, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it like 5 episodes, and if it doesn't catch me, I'm not about like. But it did actually. It did get good.
Yeah.
And then it started to suck again, but hopefully it'll be good again.
I don't know, to be honest. So
I don't know. I mean, I can watch Daryl. That's a scruggly man I like. I could watch him for hours. Yeah.
Okay, I have.
You know he smells so bad though. My God.
So disgusting. And I think that was pre and post apocalypse, so I don't think anything is different for him.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, so like they were probably in the second or third season of Walking Dead at this. Well, it had to be second season because it was when Judith was born. And when was she born in third season? Third season. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
She was, yeah.
At the prison, so
At the
2 or
prison.
3, yeah.
So this meme that I had shared, like whenever that first aired, like it came up in my memories.
Okay.
And it made me laugh so much because I was like, wow, you didn't really try to hide this at all. So somebody had made a meme and I shared it, but it was like the picture of him holding Judith as a baby when he like said little kick ass or like, when he, and it was like the sound of women's wombs exploding all over the world. And I was like,
which is like not
true,
how things work, but also true.
But I was like, well, I think my ovaries did get a little hot and bothered. But he's so gross. I mean, I guess it's like.
But it's like, it's his whole thing, though. He's got a whole thing going on. Yeah. Lisa, we're saying scruggly because Mel said it once and it was hilarious and we're going with it now. That's just what we do with Mel's words.
Maybe it was me mixing like scruffy and ugly together. So scruggly. I don't know.
I didn't realize it was ugly.
I don't think it was, but I'm thinking that maybe somewhere my wires were getting crossed. So it is.
I like it. Scruggly.
I only have 3 things here that I wanted to say I was watching, so I'll just zip through them and then we'll. So Dexter New Blood is my new thing that I'm watching outside of And Just Like That, but I'm not vested in that like I am this. I did a rewatch. Y'all are probably going to be impressed with this, but I did a rewatch of one of my all-time favorite shows that had the most satisfying ending in all of television history, in my opinion. That is 6 Feet Under. I just got to the series finale night before last. It was 1:00 in the morning on Wednesday, so I was pretty into rewatching that. Also, Michael C. Hall is in that as well. I like David, but I like Dexter, maybe because he kills people. I don't know. But at the root of it, it's Michael C. Hall. I think he's fucking hot. I always have thought he is. But it's so funny because I did the whole rewatch of 6 Feet Under and then got back into the Dexter episode. And I was like, wow, the time has really gone by. Because 6 Feet Under ended in 2005. So it's like, I watched young Michael C. Hall for like all these consecutive days, and then when the new episode of Dexter came out, I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
And you were into it. You were like, who is this scruggly man?
Sure, but I was like, God, that was like 20 years ago? Is that right?
No, 10.
No. 2020. Yeah.
But it ended in 2005?
Yeah, so 2005, 2015 is 10 years. 2025 will be 20 years. Okay, so 18 years. 18 years.
Yeah. Okay, fine, yeah.
But nonetheless, yeah,
why was I saying it was 2015? Like, that was just my barometer for, like, measuring 2005 to 20. Anyway, whatever. No, you're correct. Let's not math.
It doesn't matter. The point is, I was like, some time has passed, and I guess I didn't realize that you would. When I put the Dexter episode on, I fully was expecting to see David Fisher again. You know what I mean? And then I was like, oh, God, no, no, that's not accurate at all. So
Carl says it's Michael C. Hall month for you.
Oh, it is, always. I love it. I love him.
That's how you do Christmas.
The C stands for Christmas. Michael Christmas. And then for nostalgia, I want to let everyone know out there, I have been searching for months a way to rewatch The Adventures of Pete and Pete. I've talked about Pete and Pete on the pod and how I really feel like, and it's critically acclaimed. I didn't realize that when I was watching it in the early 90s, that it was critically acclaimed. But that someone had written somewhere that it really felt like the Twin Peaks for young kids, right? And so I had been wanting to, ever since I read that, been wanting to find it to watch like the episodes again, because I could remember bits and pieces, but I wanted to really, and that whoever wrote that and wherever I read that is so spot on, because I did find the playlist of all the episodes on YouTube, and so I've been watching that again, and I'm just like, wow. So I really had it in me to enjoy things that other people like, weird things, because if you watch Pete and Pete and you think about it being a kids show on like Nickelodeon in the early 90s, but you see the things that they're talking about and the themes they're running with, you're just like, huh, this is very weird. So yeah, so it's no surprise to me that I gravitate towards Twin Peaks like I do. So
yeah, I love that it was called the Twin Peaks for kids. Like, that's so interesting to me.
Well, me too, because as soon as I read that, I was like, hey, I loved Pete and Pete and I love Twin Peaks. So what is, like, there's a serious connection here. So,
well, that is something that I'm actually going to check out. Like, you sent me the playlist. I still haven't tried to open it yet today, so I don't know if it's going to work, but hopefully it will, because it is actually something I want to see. So
yeah. So, but yeah, that's the main things that I've been kind of, outside of Twin Peaks that I've been doing. And that's been real recent, like I said, since we've kind of wrapped up our season 2 coverage. So
yeah, I mean, really the only thing that I've been watching, I've been trying to catch up on, is Insecure. And I didn't realize that it was the final season.
Yeah.
And then actually, I think we might have even posted about that a few months ago when it came out, but I just totally forgot. So it's been really good, though. Like, I would say this is the best season since probably the beginning. I mean, I've always liked the show, but I found it started to kind of, I don't know, the back and forth stuff with Lawrence and Issa. I mean, I think that is kind of part of the heart of the show. But for a while there, it was just like a little slow for me. It is not, it's certainly not absent in this final season, but it's just more interesting than I think it has been in a while. And I still haven't watched, I think the series finale was on yesterday, and I'm like saving it because I don't want it to be over yet. So I know that means that it's good, because I'm not ready to fully put it to bed yet. So
yeah. I knew that the finale came on last night, and I purposely waited to binge that because I love Insecure so much that every season I try to wait until the season's over, because I love it so much that I would have that's a show I would have a really hard time waiting week to week for, to be honest with you. So I've always, with that show, I've always treated it as, once it's over, I just binge it all at once, because they're only 30-minute episodes. So
no, I'm glad that I didn't start it right away. And I think by the time I started watching, there was already like 6 or 7 episodes built up. So it was nice to just be able to binge it, and it was really fun. Coral saying the season has a very bittersweet feeling. Yeah, I would agree.
I'm sure. Yeah.
On an upcoming episode of the podcast, you're going to hear me say that I use the word bittersweet way too often, but I still agree. It's still a great word, and it does perfectly describe this season. Yeah.
Aww.
And then, okay, so the what am I trying to say? The template that we put out. I wanted to kind of mention the top shows from the template. And so here's what, like, here were the biggest ones that people kept saying over and over again. White Lotus, Mayor of Easttown, Midnight Mass, American Horror Story, Red Tide. And let me tell you how much joy it brought me to see American Horror Story fans being specific that it was those 6 episodes and nothing else. Squid Games came up a few times, and then Twin Peaks came up a few times as well.
I love it.
So I teased that I have beef with some of you guys, and it's about White Lotus. Mel's, have you watched any of this? Guys, I'm going to need you to tell me when it gets good, because I'm 4 episodes out of 6 into it, and I'm still wondering when the show gets good. Like, tell me why you liked it so much, because it got so hyped up all of a sudden, and I was like, all right, I'm going to get into it. This cast is amazing. Like, there's so many fantastic people in it. And it's just, like, it's been one of those shows that I've been watching because I have nothing else to do right now.
Yeah.
It's just like that weird period in between Christmas and New Year's. And so I've just been watching it, but like, why? Why do you guys like it? How did it make your top 5 list? Was TV just that bad this year? I don't know. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it,
Was
guys.
was it because of Jennifer Coolidge? I don't know. I didn't watch it, but I know a lot of people enjoyed Jennifer Coolidge on in that, but yeah.
I gotta be honest, I feel like this is going to offend people, but I do not find her interesting or compelling whatsoever. She's mostly annoying to me.
No.
She just kind of is. Like, I don't get the appeal.
Well, she's Stifler's mom. I think that's probably just where it stems from. So
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I didn't watch it, and I didn't have, and I just recently, like within, I guess when Evan Peters won the Emmy for Mayor of Easttown is when I even watched that. So I didn't watch that in real time, but yeah, no, and my brother-in-law did enjoy White Lotus, and he told me I really needed to watch it, but I don't know, it just didn't spark my interest from the trailers, and I just never picked it up. So.
It's getting so much hype, and I texted somebody about it. Well, I Instagram messaged somebody, and they're like, "Oh yeah," and it keeps you guessing until the very end. So I was like, "Okay, cool. There's like a mystery, or there's like something weird happening." I think I go into most shows being like, "Okay, where's the supernatural element? You're really not bringing it. Like nothing weird's going on here."
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's see. I think it's Evan. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Evan is saying I feel that the same way about Mayor of Easttown. I don't know, maybe Mel's, you can speak to that. Did you enjoy? I mean, it went on your top 5, right? So.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's okay. I guess I should say it's not like it was like super like blow me away. I just kind of it was a casual watch for me. I mean, again, I didn't catch it in real time, and I also did not binge that one. That one was something when I was caught up on TV that I was like, okay, I'll start the next episode of Mayor of Easttown. I put it in my top 5 because I honestly didn't have anything else that I had watched this year, so it was like, well,
Yeah.
I made.
Did you watch Pose yet?
Oh yeah, I did watch Pose,
Okay.
and I got very upset because when I saw yours, I was like, how could I forget that Pose was this year and not last? For some reason, I thought it was last year, this last season.
Because
but
summer feels like 17 years ago.
I guess, but yeah, so Pose definitely should have been in my first round of top 5, to be honest.
It was a great final season. I mean, that show went away way too quickly, but it ended really, really well. Coral says, I don't know how to explain why I liked White Lotus other than I dug the humor. I mean, I wish it was. I'm sorry.
You don't have
like,
to apologize.
I don't like shitting on the show because so many people are enjoying it, but I guess like I just don't find it. I don't know. I'm gonna finish it. Like there's 2 episodes left, so I might as well finish it. But I mean, there's some interesting commentary on like colonialism and capitalism, but it's so few and far between that it's just not gripping me. I do love Alexandra Daddario, I think is how you say her name. But like even in this role, like I feel like she wasn't really given a good role. Maybe she comes alive in episode 5 and 6. I don't know.
I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot. Like I won't, but yeah, because I saw it in everybody's like responses. So I was like, well, what's it? But then again, I have a lot of friends who really like Succession, and I can't get into Succession. And no matter how hard I try, like I have forced myself to watch, and I'm just like, it's just not what I look for in TV shows. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not what, that keeps my interest. So.
Right. And I think I kind of hyped myself up too, because the people I noticed that were putting it on their list, I know that we have similar tastes in shows like, let's say, Twin Peaks or The Leftovers or something that's dramatic but has like that weird, not necessarily supernatural, but like ambiguous reality kind of thing to it. So I think I went into it expecting that it was going to have that element as well. And like, it's nobody's fault that it's not there, but.
Yeah.
I saw some comments about Yellow Jackets. That's next on my list. I kind of wish that I had started that before White Lotus, but also too, that looks like it has a fantastic cast. So
Yes, I am going to start that. I think I'm gonna wait until because I think Dexter won't be too many more episodes, so I'm gonna wait until I'm done with Dexter, and then I'm going to have a few episodes built up to binge Yellow Jackets, or it might already have so many under its belt. But yeah, that's also on my
yeah, I
list to
saw like
start.
7 last time I looked. So
Yeah,
I don't know if it's over or not, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good though. But yeah, so that was the big list from the followers. We were pretty much on point with everybody, like with Mayor of Easttown, Midnight Mass, American Horror Story. I never watched Squid Games though, did you?
Never. It also did not appeal to me.
Yeah,
But
I had some
apparently
people explain
liked
it. Yeah, it was also super popular this year. But
I just didn't understand it, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Okay, I don't understand it, and if I don't understand the concept, there's no way I'm gonna get the TV show. You know what I mean? Like
that's fair, yeah.
probably
Coral
seems pretty
says,
straight. Oh, go ahead.
I can say with confidence that you'll like Yellow Jackets. Would you have said that about White Lotus 2 days ago? Yellow Jackets has 7 out right now. Yeah, that's what I saw last time I was looking. But even the concept of Yellow Jackets seems more interesting to me than the White Lotus thing. Again, like White Lotus seemed so thin that I was like, oh, there's got to be something else happening. Again, maybe episode 5 and 6 are just like mind blowing, and that's why it's making everybody's lists. But I'll check back in. I'll keep watching.
Yeah, I'll give it a go too.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's really easy. Like, I almost saved it for when I'm gonna get my booster because then I'll just like chill out and have something to watch. But there's other TV I can do that with. But that's the kind of vibe it feels like, you know?
Yeah.
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 Lisa, it was in a different language, Mel's. You have to turn subtitles on, silly.
Oh, for Squid Game. Listen, I think, excuse me, I am the one that chose to not dub Dark, okay? I watched Dark in its native language with subtitles on, so yeah, but I don't understand the Squid Games, so it was just
the Squid Games, like the Facebook.
I
the
don't
Squid
understand.
Games.
I'm going full like older lady at this point. The Squid Game, I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe I'll
Same
try
girl.
it again, but
That's what Lisa says.
So yeah.
Okay, Coral, good to know. Yellow Jacket says everything you listed about mutual interest. Awesome.
Good.
That's exciting. Cool. Well, I think that's all I've got. Everything I've been watching. Yeah, I mean, still been just watching Twin Peaks, honestly. Like it's almost a year that we've been covering it. Like in February it'll be a full year of covering it, which is kind of wild. So
I love it though.
yeah, same. Well, speaking of that, we have a new episode coming out this Friday on New Year's Eve. Then the next episode won't be out until January 14th, I believe. Like we're going to skip a week in January. We're also skipping the first week of February, but that'll be info that we give out later. We are still running the giveaway so that if you sign up to our Patreon at any level before December 31st, midnight Eastern, you could win a month free, January, whatever tier you sign up for. And I should say, like, the way it'll work is that you'll still pay for January, but we'll refund you. As of now, there's like no way to actually give away a month on Patreon. They're hoping that that will be something they roll out in the future, but it's not available right now. So that'll be with the game that we're introducing as well, Black Lodge, White Lodge on the podcast. You'll have to sign up and then we'll just, refund you the money. So
Yep.
yeah. Well,
I know this has been great. Thanks everyone for a wonderful year. Can't believe we're going into a new year in just a few days. It just seems crazy, but that's the way life is. I guess I'm trying to think
the
of
alleged
something
new
prophetic.
year. Who knows how time works?
That's true. I was trying to think of something like prophetic to say, and then I was like, you just don't even try to go there. So we want to
for the
thank you
show.
all. Yeah, we want to thank you all for the amazing support throughout the year. Again, for coming over, those that have come over to Patreon and are supporting us that way. We thank you for that as well. That is always you're very good and kind to us, and we're very thankful
Yeah.
to have everyone on board. So thank you.
And just like that, it was 2022. Oh, you.
Oh, you.
But yeah, thank you to the patrons. Thank you to anybody that listens to the show, likes the post that we put out on Instagram,
Yes.
reshares our posts on Instagram, tells friends about the show. Like all of that is huge, and we're so, so grateful. So, and thanks for joining us tonight. This was fun. Thanks for
Yeah.
listening later or watching later, whatever you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to be that person and say, see you next year.
We'll see you next year. Bye, everyone.
All right.